Welcome back to Beginner Biker Adventures. Since making the decision to relocate, we've constantly been asked, why do you want to move to Scotland? Many seemed utterly perplexed with our plan, especially as we have no further family here. Numerous things led to our choice of Scotland and Stirling. Let me explain. We had lived in London for 20 years and had fallen out of love with the overcrowding, the lack of space, the queues and the constant vying for services. We had a tiny mid-terrace ex-council house in Dagenham that was supposed to only be a stepping stone property, but you know how these things go. 19 years later and we were still there. Dagenham wasn't the best of areas, just cheap and convenient for work in London. We'd done our time, we wanted somewhere bigger and nicer. So like many, I spent the last year odd working from home and had come to enjoy the better work-life balance. Spending more time with family, less time fighting London traffic. Much of my work time was spent on calls to clients around the globe anyway, so why tie myself to a crappy part of London? Our kids were equally up for the move. They were at an okay high school in Dagenham, but it was huge, close on 5,000 kids over 3 sites. Very impersonal, lockdown teaching had been minimal, the discipline had been getting ridiculously petty lately. They were glad to see the back of that school. Our oldest was about to start her GCSEs, my youngest in 2 years' time, so a move now would minimise the disruption to their education. Finance-wise, we were in a good position. Only 6 years left on our first mortgage, and the house had tripled in value. Mortgage rates were rock bottom and predicted to go back up very soon. We were also at an age where it was now our last chance to get another 25-year mortgage, and predictions were forecasting rising prices out of town and stagnation in the cities. It really was now or never. We already had a big love for Scotland after many prior visits. The scenery is absolutely stunning and there's so much amazing biking to be had up here. Every ride out is into drop-dead gorgeous surroundings and amazing roads. Although we have no family in Scotland, we do have several friends in the vicinity. Everyone is super friendly. Our new neighbours have been great, and even strangers say hello, a shock to the system after so many years living down south. Money goes a bit further up here, which afforded us somewhere much nicer and more spacious. Although that was countered by the upmarket nature of Stirling, we now have rooms to spare and a big double garage. Brilliant. Insurance on the vehicles dropped to a fraction of the East London premiums, saving us a packets and potentially making posher bikes attainable. We chose Stirling for being central with good connections. It's 30 minutes to Glasgow, 40 to Edinburgh, both with handy airports covering Europe and the East Coast for work trips. For when I need to head into the office, there's a 5.25 hour train to London. Despite this, all the Highlands are just a stone's throw away. Stirling is that nice size, it's big enough, there's stuff going on, there's good pubs, restaurants, history, culture, convenient shops. Yet it's small enough to all be walkable and have a calm, kind of rural atmosphere. The university and student population give it a lively feel rather than a sleepy old folks town. It's a super friendly place and it is even voted as the safest student city in the UK, something certainly reassuring with 2 teenage kids rapidly approaching drinking age. Also, Scotland's current political stance is one we're more sympathetic to. Slightly more socialistic and liberal, taxes are slanted to hit the rich more and more help for the less well off. Free university fees for the kids is certainly a bonus, although offset by higher taxes I'm paying here. It is a leadership that inspires more confidence than the current cronyism we have in Westminster, and one that's handled the pandemic far better. Now, I'm not convinced an independent Scotland is the best plan. It's certainly tempting to leave the mess in England, but as we've seen, splitting from neighbours and raising borders can create huge untold difficulties for everyone. Ultimately, we just want to live somewhere nice, somewhere we could enjoy and somewhere our kids could do well. No longer is our bedroom view dingy suburbia. Now we see beautiful countryside and snow-capped mountains in the distance. Thanks for watching. If you've up sticks and undergone a big move on the back of the pandemic, I'd love to hear how you got on. Ride safe and see you next time.